I was very glad to share about hentai religion because I realized in all my time since I was a preteen, probably 13, 14, I was just so becoming, at first being like in the real life, that kind of sexiness stuff, and eventually when I found out the animation, that came much later, but loving art is very interesting because sometimes art is upsetting to others and things like that. But you have every right to defend your beliefs and things as long as you're not hurting others. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about the defense of hentai religion. If something makes you happy, why does it seem like some people are always going to make it look like you're wrong or bad? And I have to say that the most beautiful part about life is being able to do what you want and being able to create. But interesting enough that no matter how much people in the world and society always tried to control others, they always found a way around it to do what they want. Some people, when they were held back from certain things, when the freedom came, they would buy all these beers or books or whatever they felt would, just make life more better. But what's interesting is that when you come with a great idea and creativity, it gets challenged, even when you're sharing a message. People say, well, celebrating this animes or hentais or ecchis is ridiculous. Well, then take a look at how the people look at Christianity or Buddhism. Someone's a monk. But think about how, that they mock that and they put that down, and people believe stories about God and Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad. I mean, beliefs are all just a way of taking a look at existence in the way you see it, though. But if you think that existence is just one belief in one way, then it wouldn't be true. But like with the hentai religion, it's just more so like a celebration of the things that make you feel good. I mean, art can be very lovely, very wonderful. Art can be very gruesome and disgusting. I've seen art that makes me feel terrible. I've seen art that makes me feel good. But sometimes I've always liked the arts that reminded me about life and things, In many ways, I was always worshiping the sexy arts and things like the animes. And when I've seen it in 2012, I was surprised. I mean, I didn't know this kind of stuff existed, but usually everything that exists is probably an abomination in some area in the world. I mean, you got billions of people, you got billions of possibilities, but interesting enough that people would always call someone wrong and challenge them. You need a lot of bravery to feel and express the way you want, to be who you want, to say what you want. You need the bravery to do it. One thing I always noticed about it is I'm silent in person because you get challenged for who you are. Isn't that sad that when you live your life, you're not, understood? Like, explain why the homosexuals had to fight, or different nationalities, for a sense of respect from another group. Isn't it sad that humanity must struggle to be understood? When, in my belief, I think genetically they can't be solved or saved from a natural chaos and trouble. I mean, it's like humanity is built as chaos. And I think that, religion is manipulated and things like that, doesn't take away the chaos. It's a person's choice to discipline themselves. If I said that my religion or my ways prevent me from destroying and causing havoc, then it's truly a good thing. But people will generalize something that was put into the hands of one, I could say maybe an individual that doesn't take or respect enough. But I certainly love beauty, space, things like that. Sometimes, in my opinions, when I see real life, when I watched pornographies, I was disgusted. I went, oh, look at those fat butts and stuff. I was rude sometimes. It was terrible. But then sometimes, if the body form and the particularness was about it more higher, I felt good. But I could be very rude sometimes about things. But I never meant to be rude. It's just the natural thing. I mean, you can't be afraid to say what you want and think. But another interesting thing about it is that you have the freedom to be who you want, even in a world that says you can't. A world that says you can't think for yourself or do for your thing. Society will mock, and I mean, it's kind of, I mean, I get tired of being called a pervert, but I'd rather be called a pervert than being unhappy, about the things like that. But, it just keeps making me laugh because people just gonna find ways to call you terrible every step of the way. I mean, if you have a new idea, like for the past, people said, oh, we're gonna fly in the planes, we're gonna go do this and that, and they act like they were crazy because others don't stop and think. Now, can you really challenge something that is really about what existence really is, instead of a short thought, giving it like not enough perspectives, are like, oh, and suddenly a person could say like gay people are wrong, and that means it's wrong. No, it's not. Or hentai is wrong, and you say it's wrong. No, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what any others say. It's just the way you choose. But what mostly matters is how you treat other life. Even when smashing a bug, or smashing that, you realize you took something away. You've ended something. I mean, you do it as a defense if you crush tons of bugs that infest the house. But as for a person, it's even more gravity. Or an animal, I still wouldn't want to slay an animal for its meat, because their lives is just as important as ours. But it's a survival place. It's always about being alive, but it's not about worrying if you're right. I mean, there is no absolute correct. So think of this worship of hentai, this infatuation with fantasy. I mean, people are making robots one day. I mean, one day people are going to be replaced by machines because they failed to discipline themselves, become greater than where they should have been, but they weren't. But they're going to be replaced. You're going to have a society where you can select the kind of company you want around you. You don't have to go search in the wild anymore. You can create it from yourself. I mean, it's a world that was given privilege, but it took it and didn't understand it. But we could solve the problems of lonely people, through creating things like this. We could make the world a better place. You can't take away somebody's enthusiasms. They have a dream. They can make it. I mean, I could do anything I want, but I hold back because sometimes I realize how important it is to exist. How important it is to, to really make sure, do you want this? Because many things people do, but they're not really sure that they want. So with such a powerful choice of being in real life, and also with your artistic or creative ways, you have to take into consideration that it is even worth it to attempt things. Because that's how the gravity it is for things to be real. I feel happy, but also sad because of my current event. But a sense of feeling good.